It's funny. Sometimes, on writing panels or whatever, people ask about, oh, exposition, how do you deal with it? And, we all know like exposition is total death.
But exposition, like clearly telling me what your world is and doing it quickly. Like, this is what I want to ask you about when you're reading other people's scripts for staffing and stuff like that. When I'm reading that, I kind of want people to be able to settle me into that world somewhere in the first 5 pages so that I know what I'm supposed to be looking for in the story, as opposed to trying to discern what the world is. I want to go on the emotional journey. That's really, really hard not to make it dry.
Speaking to your experience of reading it and wanting to be settled, I just don't want to be confused. Take me on a journey. Like you're telling me a story as a friend. I don't want to keep stopping myself in the middle of your page going like, hold on, where am I? Where in the States? Is it rural? Is it urban? A lot of writers have this thing about like unpacking the mystery, which is great, but then you need to build that. It can't be like an accidental thing.
So if I want to staff on your next show, and I want my scripts to stand out in the pile, can you talk a little bit about what your process is when you have a pile of scripts in front of you?
That whole rule of like, grabbing people within the first 10 pages, 100% true. It's not just about like grabbing someone's interest in it. Like it tells me like, what you're doing as a writer, that that you're not going to waste my time by like, slowly unpacking something and telling me why you're worth it as a writer on page 35. Nobody has that time. But I think for the lower levels, I think for me, it was just finding something that excited me. There are things to me that are easy to teach and things that are hard or like you can't teach. Things that you can teach are structure. Ideally, I'd love to read a script that has everything and a new voice and, great structure. But starting out, I think we all understand how hard it is for a super newbie writer to just nail all of it. But if that person has this amazing voice and an amazing point of view and really writes or tells me something I did not know, or, lets me hear a character I haven't heard before, that is really exciting.
I will almost always pick the ambitious failure, especially at lower level. Upper level, you kind of have to know your shit. Lower level writers, they just need to be really hungry, happy to be there, have a lot of raw talent on the page. And when I meet with someone who's really green, I just want a sense that they'll stay up all fucking night. Like that they won't be precious about it, that I don't have to hear about it if they haven't, slept all week, that they are willing to sort of bleed a little for it.
Oh my God.
I can teach the rest.
But that thing of being nurturing and wanting to show a younger writer the ropes, I feel like people can't take that for granted. I wish more writers did that truly. I feel like I've been on a lot of staffs where the showrunner or the higher ups basically will say something like, well, I'm not running script school. I don't have time in my day to, tell this staff writer how to do things. And having been a staff writer and knowing a lot of staff writers, sometimes people have this idea that, you have to show up on staff fully formed. And there is no way, if you've never written for television before, that you show up as staff writer and you're going to kill it, right. Like maybe there are those like rare unicorn creatures. I personally I don't know any,